So, we're all stuck at home, trying to live our best life amidst all this craziness. In this video, we're going to dive into how each zodiac sign should best spend this new normal, quarantine, social distancing, isolation, stay at home, shelter in place, however the quarantine is looking like for you, how you guys should be spending it. And maybe you'll pick up a new hobby or two and, this will change your life. So if you're excited to dive into what boredom buster your sign needs to pick up during this quarantine time, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. Hi, I'm Maren. I am a professional astrologer, current philosophy student, and witch proudly out of the broom closet. I combine traditional Hellenistic astrology techniques with modern psychological counseling dynamics in order to provide grounded spiritual guidance with my astrology. So before we get started, quick plug for my upcoming Astrology Academy. This is a 6 to 8 week course. Only time this will ever be done with me leading you through it module by module. This will take you from zero knowledge, from confusion, from not knowing where to start in what is real in astrology and why things are the way they are and what the planets and the signs and everything means and how that is integrated into a whole big natal chart reading. Going from that to hero, to being able to investigate and use astrology in your daily life for self-empowerment, for changing your life, to add it into whatever business you have in order to work with the rhythms and energy around you, and to, if you want to become a personal astrologer, to kickstart your journey into your own path. So all the information is down below for you to apply. It's a limited number of spots because I'm using this one time only as me there being with you before it's pre-recorded. So if you are interested, apply down below and we'll see how that works. So for this video as well, make sure that you're watching for your big three, sun, moon, rising. And if you have any important planetary stelliums, 3 or more planets, 4 or more in one sign of personal planets, weave all those signs together. We are complicated, multifaceted beings, and make your game plan from those few hobbies. So I'm going to be recommending this based upon the innate significations of the signs, their ruling planet, and some of the current astro weather that's happening right now, namely Saturn recently entering Aquarius. So I'll include hobbies that you'll like and maybe some things that you need to do starting that you can make good use of jump starting during this quarantine period. So before we get started into all my fun suggestions and dive into these boredom busters, let me know your sign in the comments below so we can see, who's not going to be watching Netflix and is going to actually be productive as hell this time. So starting with Aries, what I recommend for this quarantine time is some self-improvement work. Maybe reading a self-improvement book, maybe doing a course or going within and doing that yourself because it's your season, at least while I'm filming this. The spotlight is on you, at least a bit right now. There's lots of very fiery, energetic energy up for grabs and you can better your life. Your ruling planet Mars is in Capricorn. It's exalted right now. Shit is on your side to get shit done if you put your mind to it. Not that it won't take a bit of effort, but it doesn't have to be work if you are aligned in that truth. So think about mindful movement as well, like yoga or qigong or some running or whatever you like to move your body. It'll get out this restlessness because being Mars ruled and being a cardinal fire sign, like you are probably one of the most resistant, honestly, to this quarantine, just knowing how expansive you like to be. But also think about board games. If you have that competitive edge, online board games with some of your friends. And Saturn recently entered your Aquarius 11th house, so there might be an application for an organization or something troublesome going on with your friends, like some work you have to put towards groups and other people that you need to attend to during this time. But overall, think about that self-improvement, that refinement, and that mindful movement as really empowering you and the spotlight on you during this time. So moving on to Taurus. For Taurus, ruled by Venus, fixed earth sign, you might already be thinking this and might have already heard it, but connect with nature. Like make sure you're doing walks, you're going on walks, at least unless you're in Italy or somewhere a bit different. You can go on walks during this quarantine. At least you're staying 6 feet away from each other. Even here in New York, when we have 20 million cases already, we can still walk. Make sure you're getting outside, keeping yourself grounded and connected. And if you have not already started practicing earthing or grounding, I recommend this to Taurus placements a lot. They get a lot out of it. Whereas in the morning, right after waking up or maybe after you've done a little bit and it's the start of the day, go out into the ground and put your feet in the grass or the dirt. Here, I cannot do that because my outside is concrete, but if you have access, get your feet in the dirt in the morning. It will make you feel so connected and so meditated and refreshed in the morning. Uranus is also in your sign right now, so things are a bit shaky, even though Taurus tends to be a more stable, secure sign. Uranus, the liberator, the revolutionary lightning energy, is transiting your sign right now, so you need to find your zen, pick up meditation if you haven't already. Trust me, you will thank me. Venus, as I'm filming this, if you're a Taurus rising, Venus is in your first house. If you have a lot of Taurus planets, Venus is crossing them. So you know, maybe spend a lot of money, invest in treating yourself, whether that is getting something sent to you that is ethically made from a company that's paying their sick leave employees, you know, whatnot, but treat yourself, maybe have a spa day, I'm trying to think of things that don't take leaving the house, but treating yourself Venusianly during this time will be great. And the self-care practices, as a Venus-ruled person, don't give up the bubble baths, the face masks, the breath work and whatnot. Saturn just recently entered your Aquarius 10th house, so keep up with your work and your position of authority during this time. Like, don't get behind some of the things that you have to do to keep up your public image or the way you're expressing yourself online. Like, make sure that is up in shape and you're sticking to that. And uphold the structures that have carried you so far into your career progress while still caring for yourself. So really strike that work-home balance while at home, and don't dilute the two, and instead, you know, keep that boundary between the two so that both can be separate there. So now for Gemini, finish that course that you started, just do it. I know what's happening right now. So Gemini is mutable air ruled by Mercury, so we're gonna need something to keep interest and keep the learning going during this time. It's really like with all this buzzing energy around and nowhere to physically expend it, put your mental drive to good use. Assimilate some information that you're curious about or something that you want to learn about into something useful, like create a guide or an ebook or a recipe book as a way to focus yourself. Create based on the mental overload and funneling it. So like wherever your mind is kind of running off to, be like, what can I turn this into a passion project by doing? You're likely jumping all over the place mentally, and creating rather than just letting that run you rampant can be really fulfilling. So whether that is creating that ebook, whether that's finishing that course and using that to create your own like tangential thing, I think creativity is really important for you right now. And with Saturn recently entering your Aquarius 9th house, if you're working on a degree or some higher studies, make sure that you're staying diligent to the educational progress that you're making. This could be about staying centered on your studies as they turn into an online route, and uphold your spiritual practices. The 9th house can deal with religion, higher education, also philosophy or spirituality. So make sure that in this exploration that you're exploring the higher realms that you want to integrate and staying true to the inner curiosity that you know you need to grow. So moving on to Cancer. Cancer is cardinal water energy. It is emotional forthrightness. It is ruled by the moon, about the rhythms, about the body, about the day-to-day tides that are turning. So get into the kitchen and pick up some vegan baking if you're not already doing that. Cancers have a way of finding their way into the kitchen and baking, so likely you might already be doing this, and this is a really good way to bring loved ones together as well. Cancerians can be quite nostalgic and family-oriented, so if you want a way to pick up some good vibes around the people that you are stuck with, or if you're on your own, even baking could be a great way to lighten and nourish the mood, if I do say so myself. You'll need to make sure that you're keeping yourself feeling safe during this time. Safety and nourishment is big for Cancer. So if you're baking, you know, and eating healthy, you can bake healthy things, keep yourself nourished, but make yourself safe. So you know you're probably going to have food on your mind, so why not make it infused with love through your own doing? And routine helps us feel safe. So make a routine around movement, around dance, moving your body mindfully in the morning or in the way that makes you feel secure and embodied. And upkeep little things like making your bed, like cleaning the house, like having a schedule to work, to play, to investigate, to watch whatever you want, to put out creatively. Keep up that, you know, flexible but grounded structure in place to help you feel safe. And don't look on the outside for that feeling of fulfillment, like relate it back to your own needs during this time. Don't focus on filling that inner void with endless episodes on Netflix or with eating all the time. Make sure that it is supportive in a way that is, you know, has that routine and that structure. And Saturn recently entered your Aquarius 8th house. So if there's some financial things that you need to work out with a partner or some investment portfolio that you're working on, like get ahead on your taxes, keep up with your bookkeeping during this time. I know in the US taxes were delayed and postponed, but this will be a really good time to deal with anything about finances in a shared sense that you know that you'll need to do in the future. So Leo, ruled by the sun, fixed fire energy, you're gonna need to be seen during this time, like someone's gonna need to admire you virtually during this time. So get all done up one day and have a photo shoot. Get all the content out of the way in like one day, go all out, and then you'll have all the rest of the time to admire yourself and have others admire you online. Learn the art of the apartment content photo shoot and the self-timer if you haven't already, not doubting your abilities, but I mean, if you're new to this, it's a good time to learn. It will change your life during this time as far as getting it together, being seen, being extra, and prioritizing during the quarantine. Express yourself creatively by having an outlet for all this abundant energy you probably have. So pick up ecstatic dance, have a way to release some of that in like a fun way. You might start a TikTok, you might start an OnlyFans. I mean, I don't know, whatever floats your boat to be seen and expressive. Saturn recently entered your Aquarius 7th house, so act responsibly and maturely around relationships. It's a time to be honest and serious about your partners of all kinds on a one-to-one level, whether business or romantic. So especially don't be childish or foolish in love or business right now with other people. Get the drama you need out in the pictures you know you need to take and the posts you need to do, and leave others, you know, be responsible with others. So now moving on to Virgo, ruled by Mercury, mutable earth, you need to keep busy with service-oriented jobs that are stimulating and feel grounding to you. So organize your house if you haven't already. I'm a Virgo sun, and you know, I usually have a housekeeper come in. That is not happening obviously, so I'm gonna need to clean the house. I know it will feel a lot better when I do it. I've been kind of not putting it off, but putting it at the bottom of my to-do list, which I don't reach every day, so I know that we will feel so much better when we do organize the house and when we actually make the bed instead of throwing the duvet over the really gross sheets underneath. Also, start that podcast. You have a lot to say, and with the world in chaos right now, there is no better time to be a voice of reason amidst the insanity and micromanage at least, you know, the content that you're putting out verbally. Set up a recording schedule and brainstorm ideas to definitely pursue into April once Mercury is out of Pisces. Like, do it. I'm starting a podcast. I did the Modern Magic podcast. Shameless plug. Link down below. Virgos, I feel you. Start it. Organize your thoughts that might be scary through journaling or to-do listing. So really use this time to put that overactive mind onto paper or in that podcast. And Saturn just entered your Aquarius 6th house, so take care of your health. The immune system, you might be going through it right now, and you might be physically run down or just a bit suppressed, like feeling health-wise. So prioritize movement and recovery in whatever balance or ratio that supports you and your health situation right now. Nourish yourself through exercise, ground yourself through rest, and really hone in on what supports your body. So for Libras, ruled by Venus, cardinal air, you need to be doing something with socializing and gathering different parties of information together. So schedule a Zoom meeting for all of your friends. No better time to be that social butterfly now that you can do it from the comfort of your couch. Gather your loved ones together so that you can feel more grounded in the search for balancing that you have right now. Start that book club, initiate that get together that you know that you want and you need right now. And also like clean the house. Trust me, it'll make you feel like you're bringing things to an equilibrium if your environment is well situated as well. So organize, clean, make your home a sanctuary for you to have those Zoom meetings in. Follow a schedule as well. It'll help you feel more balanced if you work out in the morning, you know, you have breakfast prepped. If you follow that schedule and you have a way to creatively manage things in a way that is authentic to you, because you can tend to get off of, or you can like get high from balancing the agendas of others and feeling like a mediator. So how can you mediate your own needs? How can you find that center harmony where you might be a bit out of whack? And Saturn just entered your Aquarius 5th house, so commit to a creative project right now. No better time. It's a great time to take your artwork seriously if you're creative. It's a good time as well to commit to a romantic partner or a child if those are in your life, because the 5th house deals with romance, children, and creativity. So if any of those things are stepping up their importance, perfect time to get ahead on that right now. So for Scorpios, ruled by Mars, fixed water energy, you need something that is investigative for you to get into, and you need something that is emotionally grounded. So this is a great time to do some inner shadow work, some breath work, guided meditation, or hypnosis for getting to the bottom of the personal growth blocks that you might have are really good for this time. Like, use this as a hibernation to do the shadow work, to get into the healing, to unveil the blocks. Take this time to work on you and really get curiously investigative about yourself. Like, I know that you're really into true crime or murder mysteries or doing all the research and whatnot. What if you did that on yourself and took this time to actually get to the bottom of what you know you can unblock now to skyrocket your personal growth and manifestations when we get out of this worldwide timeout? Read books that you've been meaning to, and do a purging of everything that's overwhelming you. So like, if you have a ton of books, a ton of shit in your house, look for a way that you can responsibly, put that aside to get rid of once we're out of quarantine, and minimize, simplify, weed down, cut away the bullshit, whether in your psychology or around your house. Saturn entered your Aquarius 4th house, so there might be some serious things you need to deal with around the, like physically or with property or family. You need to get it together around your living situation, probably, like in a way of like, maybe you need to organize, maybe you need to move into the apartment that you have to be in right now, or maybe you need to have a conversation or dynamic with your family in a mature way. So for Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, mutable fire, you need to let your mind wander and your body as well to a certain extent. Like, your explorative nature doesn't stop. So it's a perfect time to learn a new language. If you have a lot of time on your hands and you want to feel fulfilled and expansive and explorative, learn that language. I was gonna say Rosetta Stone, but like, that's like a decade old. I don't know how people learn languages nowadays. I learned Spanish in school when going to Spain. So I mean, however you learn a language, I recommend exploring that. It's a perfect time to study that higher expansive spiritual topic that you might want to take a course on or write a book about. Great time to like explore your own mind, whether that is creating or whether that is consuming really engaging like podcasts or books or content about higher realms. Commit to a little bit each day so you still have time for your movement, your exploration, your integration. And it is important for you to get out and move a little every day. So whether that's a walk, a run, like some yoga in the park, that will help you not be blocked or stagnant and keep the energy, the chi moving for you. So even though you obviously need to stay quarantined, you need to roam free to a certain extent. So go on that long walk every day. Call a friend to talk so that you can free your thoughts and your mind during this time. And Saturn entered your Aquarius 3rd house, so dedicate yourself to learning the basics of what you're studying. There's a seriousness right now about honing in on information. So even though you're looking to expand your horizons and broaden your mind, that might be best suited towards really honing in on the basics right now and maybe like creating that course that you learn through teaching in a way. It might also be seriousness around siblings, but it's a time to explore it through precision. So for Capricorn, you're ruled by Saturn, you are cardinal earth, you are focused on doing what is practical to achieve your dreams in a way that is of utility, of usefulness, and of pride and status. I say this is a Capricorn rising, no shame. Create your course, flat out. Share your wisdom. You know you aren't going to waste this time, so you probably already have a game plan to make 6 figures by next week, but making that course will make it scalable for the long term. Think about working smarter, not harder, and providing a lot of value to people through either like creating that course, through the content that you're posting online, or through actually creating that project that you know that you want to in order to be a thought leader. Like, you know you're not going to waste this time, so don't like make the best use of it. Like, if any sign is going to write that book, start the podcast, change the world right now, it's gonna be Capricorn, so hold yourself up to that standard compassionately and groundedly, but do it. Mars is in your sign for the next little while. So Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and as I'm filming this and for the next few weeks, Mars will be in Capricorn. So currently, it's a great time to put the nose to the grindstone and commit to a routine of physical movement and content creation, like the way that you're expressing yourself physically or intellectually, that works for you this time. Stick to that routine. Saturn recently entered your Aquarius 2nd house, so just be wise around money, set up a savings account, open up an investment portfolio. Good time to get serious and adult around money if you are working towards that. So for Aquarius, ruled by Saturn, fixed air energy, it's about what is intellectually forthright and stimulating, and we can embody ourselves into better serve structures around us. So right now, Aquarius, do the self-work. This is a perfect time to no bullshit, get your shit together, get yourself together, and that means different things for different people. So because you're Saturn ruled, it generally will require a certain amount of rigidity or routine or dedication, but think about sustainable productivity of pursuing your projects in an anti-capitalist, like really aligned dharmic flow here. But you have a lot coming through for you around wisdom and around embodiment. I mean, Saturn is entering your first house. It is your time to get your shit together and use this time for development to share your wisdom in the world. So write the book, start the podcast, but make this around like mature self-development right now. I know that seems kind of like, I thought you were gonna give me like a hobby, but really, like you can tell that you need to share the wisdom, get serious, do the thing that you might, like this is honestly kind of like a mortal wake-up call for everyone. Like what if we had the virus and our time was up? What do we wish we did? It's kind of like that for Aquarians in terms of like what wisdom do you want to share and what can you not wait to get serious about. So for Pisces, ruled by Jupiter, mutable water energy, you're interested in the expansive ideology of emotional spectrums and of flowing in different states. And this is a great time for you to connect with your creativity. There's been lots of collective stress and a rising of purging, and being such an absorbent sign, you may have brought some of that on. So creativity of painting, of writing, of ecstatic dance, of expressing yourself in whatever modality you prefer, this is a perfect time to cleanse that. Reiki, breath work, movement, qigong, yoga, great for that, of release. Use this time to release some of that collective embodiment that is not yours. Incorporate yoga, like I said, or myofascial releases. Stretching could be a good time during now to remain grounded as you do get creative. And with Mercury and Pisces, as I'm filming this for the next little while, write the book or the poetry, like start that little communication project that you know you're wanting to with a blog or whatnot. Saturn did recently enter your Aquarius 12th house, so it's time for those self-destructive habits to come out a bit. Compassionately engage with love around the habits that you know you need to break, and little by little set a game plan to improve and stick to that abundant creative schedule that you know will support you in the long term. So if you enjoyed this and you would like to check out my private consultations, they are down below. I would love to read for you. Also check out the Astrology Academy launching soon. If this rings that excitement, that ping, no better time to commit to that than now, because who knows how long we will have so much time up for grabs. This pricing and this overall situation with me teaching it will never come again because I'm teaching it live for the first time, and then after that, those recordings will go out. So if you're interested, apply below. Have a feeling some of you are perfect candidates for this. Otherwise, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment down below any hobbies or tips that you want to share for your sign, for other signs that you think I forgot. Would love to hear that down below. Otherwise, sending so much love, and I will see you in the next video.